do a hip practice today. I recommend 2 blocks. We're going to start reclining. You can recline on a bolster if you'd like to. I'm just going to lie flat on my back. It's your choice. Let's have the blocks handy. We're starting in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is the reclining butterfly. So come onto your back and bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly. And I recommend sliding the blocks underneath the undersides of the legs, just for a little support. And letting your arms rest however is comfortable. And letting the eyes close. Begin to soften and relax into the ground. Observing the effects of quiet stillness. Observing the effects of slow moving breath. Rounds of breath here. And from here, slowly draw the knees together. You can slide the blocks out of the way. And pull the knees into the chest, give the legs a hug. And then you're going to extend your legs straight out on your mat, flexing your feet. So the thighs press down, the tailbone lengthens underneath you, and reach both arms straight up towards the ceiling. And then all the way overhead, you're going to interlace your fingers overhead and flip your palms towards the wall behind you as you begin to reach away from the crown of the head. The heels are reaching forward, palms are reaching away, and the breath is slow and deep. Just notice if your lowest front ribs are flaring towards the ceiling. Knit your lowest front ribs in and lengthen a little bit more through your back body, through your side bodies. Okay, we're going to switch which thumb is on top, interlacing the fingers, palms press away, deep breath. You're getting long from your heels to your palms. One more big inhale here. And then re-extend the arms towards the ceiling, relax the legs, and let the arms rest by your sides. And from here, we're going to roll onto the right side. Slowly pressing up and come to all fours facing the top of the mat. We'll put blocks aside. As always, Sally Cat is here with me. Spreading the fingers, coming right into the cat-cow. Long inhale to arch the back, chest opens forward. And a long exhale into cat pose, lift the belly, head inhale, drape down. And with your slowest breath. And then return to a neutral spine. And step or help the right foot forward between the hands. Low lunge on the fingertips. You can always use blocks here. Slow breath. And then left hand's going to remain on the ground. Right hand on the right thigh. Power the hand into the thigh and spin the ribs to the right and keep breathing. And then from here, option, extend the right arm towards the sky, opening across the chest. Slow breath. Final option here, make a footprint with that right foot, curl the back toes under, and lift the back knee off the ground, affirming and lifting the back thigh. And squeeze your inner thighs in towards one another, and then spin your ribs to the right. Slow breath. Big inhale here. Exhale, release that top hand down. Back knee releases, return to all fours. We're simply switching sides. The left foot steps forward, low lunge. Feel free to use blocks. Breathe slowly. We're building it slowly on purpose. Right hand's on the ground, left hand, left thigh. Power the hands into the thigh and spin the ribs to the left and breathe. Option. Left arm reaches for the sky, so you're opening wide across the chest. Dynamic breath. Option, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee off the ground, firming and lifting the back thigh. Now squeeze your thighs in towards one another, and then spin your ribs to the left. You're animating energy through every limb. Big inhale here. And then exhale, top hand touches down. This time, we're going to step straight back to the downward dog. Adding any movement here, maybe pedaling the legs. hips lift up and back as the heels reach down. Good, and then walk your hands back to your feet, coming to the forward fold at the back of the mat. Let the face relax. You're going to interlace your fingers behind your back and reach your arms away from you. Shoulder blades glide in. Keep the chest open here, but begin to bend your legs deeply so the belly's going to approach the thighs. And then in this deep bend of the legs, with your inhale, arch up halfway, open your chest. And then with your exhale, straighten the legs and fold. The arms reach away. Okay, do it again. Inhale, bend the legs deeply as you arch up halfway. Exhale, straighten the legs and fold. Again, inhale. Exhale. It's our last one. Inhale. Open across the collarbone line. And then exhale, fold, and pause. And just stay here for a round of breath. And then from here, release the arms down. And just walk your hands forward to your downward dog once again. As you power your hands into the ground, inhale your right leg to the sky, level your hips with one another, and flex your right foot. It's as if there were a block between your inner thighs. Make your legs as equal as possible. Keep breathing. A big inhale here, inner right thigh lifts right up the midline, and then exhale, step or help. Right foot forward between the hands. We're rising up to the crescent lunge. You're going to bring your hands onto your hips as you look forward, squaring your hips forward. Now we're going to bend that back leg a lot. The back knee hovers above the ground. This allows us to resituate the pelvis. Lift the abdominal center, lengthen the tailbone down. I want you to keep the bend in the front leg as is, but explore lengthening your back leg. Explore lifting your inner back thigh straight up. And then from the feet powering into the ground, the arms reach wide enough. You're looking forward and you're breathing. Now, just like when we were reclining on our backs, if your front lowest ribs are really flaring out, I want you to knit them in to lengthen up your back body. So it's a distinction that's hard to find. Keep breathing. One more big inhale here. And then with your exhale, two hands touch down. You're going to step straight back to plank pose. Find your plank, firm and lift your thighs. Okay, lift the abdominal wall. And then in your plank, just let your heels fall to the right. You come to the edges of the feet. Cross over the balls of the feet again for the plank. The heels fall to the left. Do it again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, heels to the right. Inhale. Exhale, heels to the left. And then come back to your plank with a big inhale. This time with your exhale, it's chaturanga. Pitch forward on the toes, hug the elbows in to come all the way down to the belly. Point your toes and prop yourself up on your forearms for Sphinx pose. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders, the forearms are parallel with one another. Make handprints. Okay, now begin to gather your shoulder blades in towards one another, and then begin to pull your shoulder blades down your back. So the chest is boosted forward and up. And then find your most dynamic breath. I always close my eyes in Sphinx because I love to be guided by my breath deeper into the body. Good. One more big inhale here, chest lifts forward and up. And then with your exhale, release down. Hands alongside the ribs, curl the toes under. Inhale is the plank or the half plank. Exhale's downward dog. Slow breath. So part of our practice is using the spaciousness of the breath to unify all parts of yourself into a single place. Right? So throughout the day, sometimes there are certain parts of us that emerge more than others, and other parts of us might be a little forgotten. So as you move your breath, can you unify all parts of yourself into this moment, into this space? And then inhale your left leg to the sky, flex your left foot, and level your hips with one another. Keep breathing. Your next inhale, that inner left leg glides right up the midline, and then with your exhale, step or help, left foot forward between the hands. We're rising up to the crescent lunge. We're going to bring the hands onto the hips to square the hips forward. Bend deep into that back leg. The back knee is going to hover. We do this to resituate the pelvis. Tailbone lengthens down. Abdominal center lifts. Keep the bend in the front leg and explore lengthening the back leg, lifting the inner back thigh up. And then as the feet power into the ground, reach the arms wide enough and breathe. Noticing those front lowest ribs, knit them in to lengthen up the back body. One more big inhale here. And then with your exhale, two hands touch down. Step back to plank. And this time, sustaining plank, keep your slow breath. As you squeeze your inner thighs in towards one another, you're reaching your tailbone back. A big inhale. Exhale, sit chaturanga. Pitch forward on the toes, hug the elbows in, come on down, and point the toes. Move with your breath, dynamic cobra. Inhale, lift the chest, elbows hug in as the shoulder blades glide down, and then exhale, release. Just move like that a few times. Inhale, cobra. It's just like Sphinx with the shoulder blades. Exhale. You're going to hold this last one. Inhale, lift the chest, cobra. This time pausing. You might walk the hands a little lower alongside the ribs. Shoulder blades gliding down the back of the big inhale. And then exhale, release. Okay, curl the toes under. Inhales the plank or the half plank. Exhales, down dog. Slow breath, 3 rounds. Inhale to arch up. And exhale to fold and pause. You're going to separate your feet a little bit wider than your hips for Malasana. So the big toes turn out a little bit. I'm going to turn to face you so it's easier for you to see me. We're coming into the squat. Okay, so the elbows will press the knees wide. The top of the chest lifts. If knees are an issue, you can make a little V shape with your blocks and sit on your blocks. Okay, so we're lifting the top of the chest, the elbows press the knees wide, spread the balls of the feet. It's all about the breath here. Top of the mat, you're going to return your hands to the ground and re-lift the hips in the forward fold. Parallel the feet, put any props aside. And bring your big toes together, heels slightly apart. Utkatasana, sit down, deepen the legs, touch down with the fingertips and reach the arms to the sky. Moving the sit bones back and down, sit down and lift the abdominal muscles. Adding on, palms together, big inhale, elbows wide. And with your exhale, hook the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. The knees will level with one another. You're spinning your ribs to the left. as you're breathing here, there's the most subtle expression of Sphinx pose, right? That boosting of the chest open from the engagement of the upper back. The final round of breath, you're looking over your left shoulder. Stay in the bent legs, but with your next breath, return to chair pose, reaching up. Okay, we're coming to the second side, building a little heat in the legs. Palms together, inhale, elbows wide. And then exhale, hook the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Knees level with one another, you're spinning your ribs to the right. And then you're looking for that lift from the upper back into the chest, like Sphinx. Okay, just look gently over that right shoulder, breathe slowly. One more big inhale here, and this time with your exhale, untwist and fold. Pausing in the forward fold. I like to separate my feet as wide as the hips. Okay, so bend the legs as much as you need to. You're gonna take your first two fingers around your big toes, lasso your big toes. And then beginning to lengthen the legs any amount. The sit bones begin to lift up away from the heels. We're using leverage here to encourage the top of the chest towards the feet. If the arms will bend, let them bend. The elbows splay out to the sides. And you move your elbows towards the top of your mat a little bit more, so you really feel your armpits get spacious, the chest is nice and free and open, and there's plenty of space to breathe. Final round of breath. And then we'll let go of those big toes. You might bend the legs a little bit, leading with the top of the chest with your inhale, rise all the way to stand, reach up. And exhale, hands together at the heart. We'll stay for a round of breath. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, reach, widen up. Exhale, dive forward into the floor. Inhale to arch up halfway and lengthen. Exhale to your plank, your chaturanga. And you can repeat cobra or come into upward dog. Upward dog also mimics Sphinx with the shoulder blades. Big inhale, nice firm. Exhale's down dog. 2 to 3 cycles of breath. End of the next exhale, hop or step the feet forward. Inhale, arch up, open. Exhale, fold. Rise with your inhale, stand tall, reach up. Exhale. Right into the next round. Feel free to take off on your own at your own pace. Inhale's reaching up. We're going to do 2 more cycles of the sun salute. Exhale's the diving forward. Inhale, arch, extend. Exhale's the plank. It becomes chaturanga. You're still exhaling. And now big inhale, back bend. Exhale. Slow breath. The spaciousness of the breath allows the mind's attention to disperse through the whole body. Exhale, you'll hop or step the feet forward. Inhale to arch up and open. Exhale, fold. Rise, inhale, reach up. Exhale. Our last cycle, slowest round. Exhalation, forward fold. Inhale, arch open. Inhale's the plank. The chaturanga. Big back bend, inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Pausing, breathing. Good. Inhale your right leg to the sky. This time bend your right leg, peel your right hip away from the ground. You're reaching your left heel down as you pin your left hip underneath you. Good. Re-level the hips. Inhale, lengthen the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Round and contract and pause. It's not easy to stay here, so keep breathing. Lift the right thigh into the chest. And then inhale, re-extend right leg high. This time, exhale, find that knee to nose. Use the scooping of the belly to step or help the right foot forward between the hands. We're setting up for triangle pose. So if you know the block is helpful, place it on the outside of the right foot. We're going to spin the outer edge of the back foot down into the ground. Top arm guides you all the way up to stand two straight legs. Okay, use an inhale to lengthen your torso. And with your exhale, we're right into triangle. Reach long over the right leg. The hand can come to the shin or to the block. The top arm reaches for the sky, and you find your breath. Okay, triangle, we have a firm, straight back leg. The ball of the right foot spreads on the ground. And in this pose, you're pinning your right hip underneath you. Okay, now I want us to find our power, our center of power in this posture. So look at your own navel. Look at your belly button. It means you're going to round your spine like cat pose. Good. Do that. Keep that engagement of the abdominal center, but now re-lengthen your torso over your right leg. Long torso. And spin your ribs to the left. Slow breath. Final round here. Good, and then power the feet into the ground with your inhale. You're going to rise all the way to stand. We're right into the warrior two. You can make the stance a little bit longer. Right knee's above the ankle. You're bending in. A straight, firm back leg, just like triangle. I always need to re-lift my abdominal center here. Look beyond the right fingertips, big inhale. Exhale, reverse the warrior, bow and round. Inhale is the warrior two, looking forward. Exhale, reversing. Inhale, warrior two, look forward. Exhale. Peeling the side body off that right hip. Inhale. Last time. Exhale, reverse, pause. Keep breathing. You can look at the back foot. You could look at the top arm. Good. Return to the warrior two with your next breath. It's your final round, so bend in, find your edge. Okay, and then from here, straighten your front leg. We're going to windmill the hands down to face the right foot. You're on the ball of your back foot. Release your back knee down to the ground. Okay, so we're going to bring both hands into the inside of the right foot. Move that right foot a bit to the right. And like upward dog with the hands on the ground, inhale, lift the chest. You could always stay here. Or with your exhale, you're bringing your forearms down to the ground or the block or the block. So we want elbows equally supported. Okay, today's variation, the right toes will point directly forward. Hug your right leg in towards your side body. And breathe slowly. There's a yielding here. The mood changes a little bit. Okay, we're going with the pull of gravity. Face slackens. You could stay here, or adding on, keep everything as is, curl the back toes under, and firm and lift the back thigh as the top of the chest reaches forward a little bit. Final round. Good. If the back knee is lifted, let's release it down. We're going to straighten the arms. Blocks aside, bring that foot back to center, downward dog. Your choice. You can stay here in the down dog or pause in plank pose, or let's cycle through the slow vinyasa. Inhales plank, exhales chaturanga. Back bend to your hands. Exhale. Slow breath. Now inhale your left leg to the sky. Bend your left leg, peel the left hip away from the ground, really pin that right hip underneath. Good. Re-square your hips. Inhale, lengthen the left leg. And then with your exhale, it's knee to nose. Round the spine and contract the pause here. You're really trying to lift the left thigh to the chest. It's not easy to do. Okay, and then with your inhale, re-extend left leg high. And then exhale, you repeat that to help you step forward. So knee to nose, abdominal scooping, step or help the left foot forward. We're setting up for triangle, so place that block if it's helpful. We're going to spin the outer edge of the back foot down onto the ground. Left arm guides you up to stand. Okay, a big inhale, lengthen the spine. And then with your exhale, reach long over the left leg. Hand to shin or block, top arms reaching up. The triangle, back leg is straight and firm. Spread the ball of your left foot, you're pinning your left hip underneath. So I want us to find our power a little bit more here. So look at your navel, look at your belly button. You're going to round your back like you would cow pose. Do it. You're finding the abdominal lift. Keep the abdominal lift and then re-extend your torso over your left leg. Long torso. And then spin your ribs to the right. Final round of breath. And then power the feet into the ground with your inhale. Top arm guides you up to stand. It's our warrior two. Bend in. I'm just going to swivel to face you. Okay, so we're bending in that left leg, left knee's above the ankle. The abdominal lift here. A big inhale here. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale is the warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Go and round. Inhale, looking forward, warrior two. Do it again. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Exhale, reverse. Pausing, breathing. You're bowing and rounding the left side body. With your next breath, return to the warrior two. It's your last round here, so bend in a little bit more, find your edge. And then from here, straight the front leg. We're going to windmill the hands down to face the left foot, come onto the ball of your back foot, and release your back knee down to the ground. We're going to bring both hands into the inside of the left foot. Move that left foot a bit to the left. Two straight arms here with your inhale, lift the chest. It's like upward dog. You can stay here. Or exhale, forearms come to the ground. Elbows equally supported by the blocks or the ground. Okay, today's variation, those left toes point straight ahead. Yielding quality. And option, keep everything as is. Pull the back toes under and firm and lift the back thigh. Top of the chest reaches forward. Down, straighten the arms, bring that left foot back to center, blocks aside. You choose, it's down dog or plank. Always we're flowing through vinyasa exhale. Breath, step or hop the left foot forward between the hands and walk your hands to the right. You're going to be facing your side wall. So the feet are parallel. We're in the Prasarita Padottanasana. You're going to bring your hands to your outer feet or ankles or shins, however low down you can go. So it's the wide leg forward fold. Shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet as you firm your thighs back. We're lengthening from the pubic bone to the navel to the top of the chest. You know, you could stay here, or option, awkward clasp, other thumb on top, interlace the fingers and reach the arms away as you breathe. And with your exhale, release the hands down, let the face relax. A little bend to the legs, we're going to hop the hands to the hips, and with a flat back inhale, rise all the way to stand. You're going to turn your toes to face the top of the mat, step to the top of the mat. Palms face forward, let the eyes close. Reopen the eyes. You're at the top of your mat. I want you to grab a block. So we're standing at the top of the mat. We're going to place the block between the inner thighs, bringing the palms together. Okay, so feet are as wide as they need to be. Feet are parallel. And as you press your feet into the ground, squeeze the block with your inner thighs. And when you squeeze the block with your inner thighs, lift your abdominal muscles. So suddenly your whole body begins to have this levity, this lightness. Palms are pressing together at the midline, just like the inner thighs are squeezing the block. Keep breathing here. As we move into our next sequence, I'm going to be referencing the block. The reference of the block, inner thigh squeezing it, helps us make our legs equal with one another. So your legs are like twins. Now arms alongside the body. I want you to rotate your palms forward and gather the shoulder blades behind the heart a little bit. And then open the arms wide, palms face forward. And then final piece here, reach your arms to the sky, palms face one another, as if you had the block between your hands, lift it up. Okay, one more big inhale. And then with your exhale, release your arms by your sides. Keep the memory of the block, but remove the block. You're at the top of the mat. We're gonna come into two balancing poses, one after the other. So we're gonna do a 1-2 of balance, and we'll be referencing the block. So starting with the eagle pose, you're going to reach both arms forward towards right out in front of you, and we're going to bring the right arm underneath the left, right arm underneath left. Arms will wind around, palms join if they can. Lift the elbows up and then lift the top of the chest up. And we begin to bend deep into the legs like chair pose. Okay, so the sit bones move way back and down, and you're lifting your abdominal muscles. We're going to shift the weight into the left foot. The right thigh will cross over the left. The big toe could touch down. The foot could hug in, or the foot could wind around. The sit bones are searching for the chair as the top of the chest lifts up. And I'd like you to find a detail here. Can you express sphinx across your chest? So there's this brightening across the collarbone line as you breathe. Final round. Okay, now we're preparing for our second balancing pose. So I want you to unwind your arms and bring your palms together as we prepare for Warrior Three. So you're going to slowly straighten the bottom leg, lift the right knee up and flex the right foot, pause. Remember the block, squeeze it with your inner thighs. Okay, from here, you begin to extend the right leg back behind you. It's like you can make a footprint with your right foot, and the arms are going to follow, palms face down. Reference the block, remember it. Inner thighs hug in. And now you become like a balanced teeter-totter. So as you begin to lean forward and lengthen your front torso, your inner right thigh is gliding right up the midline. You keep squeezing that imaginary block, your legs are like twins. Can you emanate energy through every limb here? You could choose variations with the arms wide, or most challenging, arms reach forward like you're holding a block between your hands. Wherever you are, give it one more round of breath. And then from here, we slowly straighten up, bring both feet to the ground. Pause for a moment, soften any over-efforting. Okay, our second side. Same concentration, let's keep the breath with us. Reach both arms forward. The left arm will come underneath the right this time. Left under right, arms are gonna wind, palms join if they can, lift the elbows up, top of the chest lifts. Find that chair pose, sit down. Okay, lift the abdominal muscles. We're shifting the weight into the right foot this time. It's the left thigh that will cross over. So the big toe can touch down, the foot could hug in or wind around. You're sitting down as the top of the chest lifts. And then the subtle detail, I want you to find Sphinx across your chest. It's this broadening. It's the location of that engagement of the upper back that boosts the chest open. And the breath is slow. We're going to prepare for our second balancing pose. So unwind the arms, palms come together. We're going to come into the Warrior Three. So straighten the bottom leg and lift that left knee straight up, flexing the left foot. Remember the block, squeeze it. You begin to extend the left leg back behind you like you can make a footprint. The arms are going to follow, palms face down. Now the first thing we do here is we find the block, the inner thighs hug in. And then we become like a balanced teeter-totter. As the inner left thigh lifts right up the midline, front torso lengthens. And you're anywhere along the way. Make your legs equal. Every limb emanates energy equally, and your torso is its own limb. And then you could explore variations with the arms. Breath is slow and steady. Final round. And then from here, we're slowly coming up, return 2 feet to the ground. It's that moment of closing the eyes, of dropping away any part of you that may have been trying to dominate, work very hard. We let it soften now. Join the palms together. You're at the top of the mat. We're going to release from that deep strengthening, right, of the Warrior Three. Malasana a second time. So feet can separate a little wider than the hips, toes turn out. We come into the squat. I'm going to face you. Pressing the knees wide, the top of the chest lifts. In the downward dog, or I'm going to move through the vinyasa. You can join me if you like. into pigeon pose. So if you know that pigeon's best done on the back, maybe because of knees, come onto the back and thread the needle. Otherwise, if you're joining me in the classic pigeon, the right leg's going to reach up, and with your exhale, draw your right shin forward at an angle as you slide your left leg back behind you. Okay, so the outer right knee and the outer right hip line up. Hips are level and square. A big inhale here. And then with your exhale, make a little pillow with the hands and let the forehead rest. Use the movement of your breath to open up the possibility of where the mind might travel to. Often the mind has certain pathways that it travels easily and habitually. I want you to open up your breath, make it spacious, just as a means to expand the possibility of where the mind might go. See if it could travel deeper into the awareness of the body. Slowly come to the top of the pigeon, so the hands are on either side of that front knee, and suddenly we actually resemble a pigeon, right? So the proud chest of the pigeon here. Look for a little lift from the abdominal center. You might stay here today, or you're going to use your left hand, reach back and grab your inner left thigh. So your left leg back behind you is kind of like the tail of the pigeon. You can stay here, or if it's available, bend the left leg, reach back with your left hand to grab the foot, and begin to draw the heel towards the hip. Okay, we're going to do our best to keep the chest facing forward. If it's available, you lasso the foot with your elbow nook, right? Your inner left elbow there. Drawing the heel towards the hip. Final round of breath. That left leg, stepping back to downward dog. If you're on your back, you could stay on your back. Pigeon on the second side. We're going to inhale the left leg to the sky, and exhale, draw the left shin forward at an angle. The right leg slides back. Hips are level, hips are square. Outer left knee lines up with outer left hip. Okay, and then you're ready to make that little pillow with the hands. You're letting your breath guide the experience. your right thigh, you can be here. Or you're going to bend your right leg, reach back, grab the right foot, and begin to encourage the heel towards the hip. You could lasso the right foot with your elbow nook. Final round of breath. And then releasing the right leg. The final time it's downward dog. Last cycle of breath here. And then release the knees to the ground. We're going to sit to one side, swinging the legs all the way around. And recline on your back. Lie on down. We're going to finish with our twist. Cross the right thigh over the left. The arms will open wide. Big inhale. Exhale, legs to the left. Right side ribs towards the ground. Slow breath. Knees back to center, change the crossing, exhale the legs to the right, left side ribs towards the ground. Uncross, pull the knees into the chest. Happy baby. Soles of the feet face the sky, grab the outer edges of the feet. You could always grab ankles or shins. Feet and knees move wide away from one another. Pull down on your feet. As you press your feet up into your hands, slow breath. Shavasana. Arms and legs extend, palms face up. Let the eyes close. ready, you're going to roll onto your right side and pause. Pressing the ground away, make your way up to the final seat. Up, let